Fiction. The bully. Essential question. What actions can we take to get along with others? Read about how one student tries to deal with a bully. There, standing by the stairs, was J.T. Michael saw the trouble coming from all the way at the end of the school hallway. There, standing by the stairs, was J.T., the school bully who enjoyed taunting anyone he felt like at any given moment. J.T. was tall and strong, so few of his victims were willing to stand up to him and defend themselves. Michael hated the idea that he let J.T. get away with these offenses. Yet, like most of the other kids who were picked on, he just took it quietly and waited for the unpleasant moment to pass. J.T. walked directly toward Michael, his eyes locked on the books that Michael carried under his arms. When they met in the middle of the hallway, J.T. stopped abruptly and snapped at Michael. "Hey, let me see those books." A group of students watched as Michael held out the books he was carrying, trying not to tremble to reveal how nervous he was. J.T. grabbed a math book, looked inside for a second, and then shoved the book at Michael, who dropped all the books he held. "Hey, those books are school property," J.T. barked, "so don't let them fall to the floor." Then he walked away, laughing loudly. Michael, his cheeks turning red, half-kicked the fallen books. Suddenly a hand appeared beside Michael and picked up an adventure novel as it slid away. "You look like you could use an ally," a friendly voice said with a laugh. Michael turned around and saw that it was Ramon. He was the school's star baseball player, basketball player, and everything else player you could name. Michael couldn't believe that Ramon was stopping to help him. The two had barely spoken to each other since the school year began. "Thanks," Michael sighed with relief. "It's so confusing. I don't know what his problem is." "I've been watching you in the halls," Ramon said. "And as I see it, you need to find a way to end this conflict with J.T. Michael nodded, stuck for what to say. "Well," Ramon continued, "I can tell you what my grandmother used to tell me whenever I had a problem with someone. She'd say, 'You can catch more flies with honey than with vinegar.'" Looking puzzled, Michael asked, "What does that mean?" "It means that being kind to your enemies may be more effective than being angry at them," Ramon explained. "What if you just intervene and tell J.T. to stop picking on me?" Michael suggested. "I think he'd leave me alone if you threatened him." "That's vinegar," Ramon laughed as he walked away. "Try honey instead." That night, Michael thought about the advice that Ramon had given him. It sounded like a good plan, but deep down, Michael wasn't very confident that it would actually work with J.T. The next day in school brought Michael's usual misery. There stood J.T., and Michael knew it would be just a matter of seconds before the two of them collided in the middle of the hall. As J.T. came nearer, Michael wished he had Ramon's protective arm to stop the bully from attacking. Then suddenly the unexpected happened. J.T. accidentally tripped. He fell down, and his own armful of books went flying across the floor. For a moment all was silent. The crowd of students in the hallway froze, waiting to see what J.T. would do next. As J.T. slowly stood up, Michael had an idea. He bent down, quickly picked up J.T.'s books from the floor, and offered them to him. Michael said, "You look like you could use an ally." J.T. was speechless, completely thrown by Michael's act of kindness. He took the books and muttered quickly, "Thanks." As J.T. walked away, Michael caught Ramon in the corner of his eye. Ramon gave him a big smile and a thumbs up. "My grandmother would be proud of you," Ramon said. "It's just honey," Michael grinned. "I hope it sticks."